This was actually just a really interesting video that came across my timeline to do with kind of, it starts with obviously misogyny, but then it also kind of goes a bit deeper and further and kind of discusses how, men are socialized, misogyny, how it plays into a lot of the things that we're seeing at the moment in terms of right wing and fascism and all that kind of stuff. So I will just go over and get this video up for us so that you guys have something to look at. And I'll just make sure that the sound's actually on, because I hate when it always starts muted. But yeah, this is from Novara Media.
Me from the male chauvinist pig within me.
I don't believe that, Yanis. I think you were born enlightened, highly intelligent man.
Not. No, I was socialized through misogyny, like most boys. I still remember, as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, that our socialization process as boys revolved around hating girls and treating them like shit.
Do you think that's got better?
No, I don't. I think it's getting worse.
Did it get better?
It did get better, and now it's getting worse. Look at adolescence, right? I know that this has become a kind of stereotype, but I think it's quite telling. I see this from our kids. It is definitely getting worse.
Why?
Well, because we have the drift to the ultra-right. Allow me a bit of economic determinism, and a bit,
please,
revealing my Marxism, my unreconstructed Marxism. I think that 2008 was our generation's 1929. And ever since we had our generation in 1929, the left failed to put forward a liberating, emancipatory narrative. Even when we did get into government, like I did, we failed. It doesn't matter why. We fought with one another. There was betrayal, there was treachery, there was stupidity and mistakes and so on. And just like in the mid-war period in the 1920s and 1930s, after the left fails, discontent grows. And then the idea of the masculine, patriarchal rebirth of the nation, which goes hand in hand with the patriarchal family around the patriarch, the paterfamilias. This whole thing becomes a political agenda that is functional to the interests of the cartel running big business. Don't forget that big capital always in the end gets into bed with the fascists, and this patriarchal narrative becomes even more reinforced. So, if you're looking at it from this macroscopic and macro sociological point of view, then you realize why it all clicks. I owe it to these 5 women.
But yeah, obviously when that came across my feed, it was awesome obviously to see how he kind of went into it, talking about how this wasn't like him being enlightened or anything like that. It is just these women helped him get through that misogyny, and once you kind of look at these things, you do unfortunately see how they all kind of tie into this kind of horrible thing we're seeing at the moment. I also thought his discussion around 2008 being our equivalent of, what was it, the 1920s, late 1920s. I mean, I definitely know a lot of us have been feeling like the 1930s is kind of starting to seem a little too now. So yeah, it was just interesting because I think we've had conversations in the past, even here on, Friday show or just the chat in general, about how, all of this is kind of coming about and how it's all kind of unfortunately interlinked and just held up by the system that we're fucking stuck inside of and is absolutely draining all of us.